What's going on, guys? Welcome to the weekly live chat. We're finally back after a month off as far as UFC fights goes. I've been here the entire month, so that sounded kind of weird, and we already ran into a bunch of troubles with this weekend's card. We basically lost the original main event. We lost the original co-main event in its entirety. We're going to talk about UFC Vegas 67. We're going to talk about the UFC in 2023 and all the fight cancellations that we've had. We're going to talk about a video I put out last night about Sean O'Malley versus Henry Cejudo potentially happening. And whatever else you guys want to talk about. I'm sure there's other news. We can talk about, Conor and his online behavior. We can talk about Dana, having his little media scrum about smacking his wife up, in a club at 53 years old. And I'm sure there will be plenty of other things to discuss. I'm late tonight, multiple times basically. I usually go on at 6, but scheduled for 8. Sometimes I like to mix it up anyway, but then I was about 15 minutes late anyway, 20 minutes late anyway. Apologies for that, guys. But appreciate you guys who are already here, chopping it up in the chat. That's an inside joke. Some of you guys may get it, some of you guys may not. But yeah, if you have any questions, throw them in the chat. I will get to them here in a minute. If you have not yet, do me a favor and like the stream. I would greatly appreciate it. It helps push the stream out to more people. So I would greatly appreciate it if you could do that. If you're watching and you're not subscribed to the channel, double check. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you have notifications on. Also, one last thing before we get into some questions. If you have not checked out my main event prediction for this Saturday, do me a favor, go check that out. And go check out my Henry Cejudo, Sean O'Malley video. I give some insight into UFC 285, which I believe not a lot of people are saying. So do me a favor and check that out. And I think that's it. We are at 6,580 subscribers. Things have kind of slowed down a little bit over the past month with no MMA going on. The views are still going great on the community, on the channel. We got a great community here. And we're about to start picking back up because we're going to have a bunch of predictions for UFC 283 coming up. We got this Saturday of fights. I'm 99% sure I'm going to stream the fights this Saturday. So I should be doing that. So join me for that. And I think that's it. If somebody ends up watching this replay, comment down below and let me know that you're watching the live chat replay. I always want to know how many people are watching this after it's no longer live. I'm always genuinely curious. And the way the analytics are, they're kind of confusing and they don't really make sense. So it's hard to find out via YouTube. So, all right, here we are. I thought I missed the video and was like, no way. Glad I'm here early. Hope you're having a fantastic 2023. Like it up, chat. Appreciate you, Niles. You did not miss it. Thank you for being here. It's a little bit later, live chat. Maybe we'll start mixing in an 8 p.m. start time sometimes. I've been late a couple times here and there or end up scheduling it later. Usually I do it at 6. But I don't mind doing it at 8. Especially in the summertime, I might do it more often at 8 just because the sun goes down much later and you can get a lot more. You can do a lot more stuff. So maybe in the summer when it's light out longer, I'll start going do more 8 p.m. Show start times for the live streams. And if it's something you guys like, you have to let me know. If the majority wants me to do it 2 hours later, then I'll start doing it 2 hours later. What's up, JJ? What's up, Joey? I tagged you on Twitter. When should we start to panic about no UFC 285 main event? If we don't know in the next 2 weeks, start panicking. If we don't know in the next 2 weeks, we should start panicking. It really is. I really go in depth. I don't know if you've watched Jay-Z. I don't know if you watched my O'Malley Henry Cejudo video, but that's also like a 285 video, main event video as well, kind of molded into one video. So if you haven't watched that yet, go check it out. I really talk about the main event of 285, and I give some potential options of what are out there. Rodriguez got a new fight, but it's stupid in my opinion. Should have just booked him at a later date than fight a bum. Yeah, and also I'll probably, right after this stream's over, I might record my grading UFC 283. I did see that Gregory Rodriguez versus, what is it, Bruno something or other? Bruno Ferreira. Yeah, that's going to be a barn burner. Can't wait for that one. Yeah, it's going to be great. Yeah, I don't care about that fight. I would rather them book at a later date. What's up, Sager? All good. More time to pregame the live stream. Game on. Can't wait for the fights this weekend. Yeah, I mean, for me, this card this weekend isn't that great, but I'm definitely happy to have the fights back. I just wish we had the original main event, and I just wish we had Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Jeff Neal, and I'd really be pumped up right now. 125, 145, 155, 205 already booked, basically too early for 185. So maybe Edwards versus Hamzat since Usman is out. Usman is not out. Watch the O'Malley Cejudo video. I do believe that there is a decent chance that the main event for UFC 285 could be Sean O'Malley versus Henry Cejudo with a stacked card underneath of it. So go check out that video. I really go in more depth. But I go through each division and I discuss each division and the likelihood, and I discuss some non-title fights as well. I had someone challenge me on UFC 4, and I beat that ass in the name of the channel. Appreciate you, Niles. Appreciate you whooping ass in the name of the channel. And put an interim 135 with O'Malley and Henry. There you go. Usman isn't out. Yep, guys, I can't express to you how much I want to fight O'Malley. Well, go fight him then. I'm glad you do. That's a little bit extreme, though. Because you'd lose, my friend. I hate to break it to you. Usman Edwards is London, if anything. Yes, exactly. Yep. Yeah, Usman versus Edwards will be in London. Yes, it will be. Thoughts on a new RoboCop matchup? Don't care about it at all. Don't care about it at all. Let me look up this guy. I don't even know. I'm not even sure. Is this the right guy? He's 9-0. Is that who it is? Yeah, he's 9-0. Yeah, I've never even seen him fight, to be honest. Oh, he's fought on Contender Series. So I probably did see him fight. Fought in Contender Series in September. So Contender Series guy getting a big step. I don't remember this fight, though. I don't remember. So I'll have to go back and check it out. But my guess is probably Gregory Rodriguez. I would have preferred a better matchup. Joey, what's up? What's going on, Big Rocker Johnson? Anthony, what's going on? Homework, what's going on? Are you going to watch? I'm assuming you meant the word watch in there. The Last of Us show this weekend? Yes. I very rarely watch shows when they're debuting or when I can't watch multiple episodes at once. But The Last of Us is a must watch for me. Look at that haircut, looking sharp. Thank you, Fight Life. I appreciate it. I don't know if that's sarcasm or not, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Me and Connor are not so different. Yeah. You aren't, Jungle Mania. Let me turn my phone on silent. I didn't realize it was on loud. That's annoying. Very sad that Gregory Rodriguez went from fighting Brad Tavares to fighting a nobody. I agree. It's super disappointing. UFC Brazil looks terrible right now. Joey, how angry is Mike Heck going to be on his show because of Dana's response? I don't know. Mike Heck seems like kind of a level-headed guy. Have you heard? Have I sent you? Have you seen me? I sent audio clips in the Discord, but I don't know if you were in there at that point, of me calling into Mike Heck's show and talking about it. And he brought up Big John McCarthy. If not, let me know, and someone will send you the clip in the Discord. Who's more fruity, Conor McGregor or Jordan Levitt? Definitely Conor McGregor. Dude's been hiding it with his angry Coke binges. Did Alex compare Jordan Levitt's fruitiness to Conor? Jordan, come on. Jordan is 45%. What, because he does a split? Is that it? I think they will announce 285 main event at 283. We'll see. Hair trim, thank you for noticing. What's up, Joey? What's up, Brendan? Thank you for joining me. Should have been Bruno Silva. I don't even know if I care to see that easy. Crazy Connor's fruity. I know. I don't like O'Malley Henry. I'm not a big fan of it either. I also discussed that. In the video as well. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan. I'd love to have an opportunity, in Dana's words, haha. I'd love to have the opportunity. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. The opportunity to get dropped. BT, I don't know what that means, computer. Let's see it. What are we talking about? My girlfriend pointed out Joe Rogan's over-exaggerated reactions. LOL, I never said anything about it. It was from a casual viewer. Yeah, it's fake reactions now, and that's all Joe Rogan's good for. I believe the vast majority of the MMA community does not like Joe Rogan anymore as a commentator. And that's not for any other reason than he's regressed over the past few years, and he's more of a casual, and all he does is try to give freakish reactions so he can go viral. You know, so if Joe Rogan's there or not there, I don't care anymore. Was watching the Usman-Leon fight replay last night. Okay. No, haircut actually looks good. Thank you. Did you play the last of his games? I played the first one. Just threw a parlay together. Ige Flick, $20 for 107. That's pretty good. I think Ige wins. I'm pretty confident in Ige. I posted a parlay in the Discord that was like, I think it was like a $30 parlay or something for like 2,000 maybe. I don't remember because there was like an injury that voided out one of the fight. I'll look it up real quick. I'm not going to tell you what it is. That is a members Discord secret, but let's see what it was. Because it might have updated the odds now because there's been a couple injuries. So I have an 8-leg parlay for $50. That's paying out almost $1,600. And I like it. It's a little bit crazy, but I like it. I have a 5-fight parlay. That's $25 that pays out $120. And I have a 2-fight that's $50 to win $53. Most of these are all free bets. Some of them I've made with the money I won from betting on Chris Curtis, but I've still yet to spend any of my own money on there. So I have a couple, and then I think I have like a 10-fight or 11-fight parlay for the whole card, but I always do like a small bet for that. Just ever since betting got legalized, put like $5 on a full fight parlay just in case. Just joined. How long has the stream been? I don't know, like 5-10 minutes ish. I like Joe Rogan. Fair enough. I'm not interested in seeing Cejudo fight again. Dude had his time. Let someone else more deserving fight for it. Ooh, yeah. I mean, I don't think a lot of people care that much about Cejudo, but he was the champion at one point in time. My ideal scenario was Sean O'Malley versus Marlon Chito Vera 2. I would prefer it to be for a number 1 contender fight, but the UFC is not going to do it unless it's for an interim title. So make it for an interim title. Co-main event, Piotr Jan versus Henry Cejudo. And then the winner of the main event fights Aljamain Sterling in the summer. Then the winner of the co-main event fights the winner of that fight in the winter. Joey Alex Islam prediction. I got Islam by probably decision. I don't know if he's going to finish Volk, but he may submit him. So. Oh, trust me, I didn't give out. No problem. Bro, if Josh Emmett somehow beats Yair, then we really have to watch Alex versus Emmett. Yeah, I mean, that's unfortunate for sure. That is really unfortunate. Nice haircut, 100%. Appreciate you, John Rod. Thank you for the kind words. My hair is the shortest it's ever been in the channel's history. Since the channel's inception, this is the shortest my hair has ever been. So, it's pretty crazy. Thoughts on Kevin Holland saying he was serious on his retirement? Also, do you click on MMA articles that have McGregor tweets in the headline? Absolutely not. Are you trolling me right now? I've talked about that before. I have not legitimately clicked on an MMA article in a long time. Outside of like going to their website, like on stream and like reading some of their headlines of their articles and then clicking on them and then reading some of the bodies of the articles just to laugh at it. I've not really clicked on any articles in a long time. The only other time I will is if I'm making a video and I need to find a date and I'll Google something and then click on an article that way too. But Kevin Holland's full of shit. He was never retired. I told you guys that on stream the day he retired that he was not retired. Am I the only one who doesn't care at all about the Dana slap situation? Sounds bad, but it doesn't affect anything. They've resolved it. It's over. I don't know. I'm not sitting here thinking about it. I'm not sitting here clutching my pearls over it. I understand that it was the morally wrong thing to do. But what is sitting here crying about it going to do? I already made my video. I already gave my opinion on it. Of course, there's going to be certain entities that are going to harp on it nonstop. But for me, the way I look at it is if his wife's forgiven him, if his kids are forgiving him, it is what it is. It's done and over with. I will say, I think the little bitch boy simps who are deep throating Dana and defending Dana that he doesn't need to be defended, him himself has even said he doesn't need to be defended, I think are a bunch of Dana White simps, basically. And I think they're an embarrassment, and I think they're an embarrassment of the community. I'm not going to go out of my way to defend Dana. I'm not going to go out of my way to say, oh, he was defending himself. Dude, come on now. Come on. If a little kid smacked you across the face, you going to smack a little kid across the face? Also, the aggressiveness of it, the way he kind of got aggressive and went after her for a minute, was the real story behind it, in my opinion. So I'm kind of over it. I think there should have been a punishment, but there's not going to be. I'm not going to sit here and cry and whine about it for months on end. I'm sure Dana has done far worse, and it is what it is. But I'm more pissed off about the slap league. So I'm so tired of hearing about that. Do you think Cejudo O'Malley would be competitive? I don't know. Cejudo is one of the most overrated bantamweights of all time. His resume is garbage. He probably shouldn't have won the Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson fight. He was losing to Marlon until Marlon gassed. And then the TJ fight, he won, but TJ was draining himself to 125. So what does it really mean? But to answer your question, no. I think Cejudo would out-wrestle him easily. I also give my early prediction in that video. Have you given your thoughts to the Dana White Have you given your thoughts on the Dana White press conference? Not really, but kind of. I mean, he's having the response he should have. I'll put it that way. There's no response other than what he said that's acceptable. So we got to give him the credit where it's due. But at the end of the day, he shouldn't have done it. He's going to be embarrassed. So there you go. I saw your clip on James Fuck weighing in. Would rather listen to Let's Go Evil than that shit podcast. Agreed. Or people who say equal rights, equal fights. Look, I'm not gonna lie. If a random person is if a random person is assaulting you, that's one thing. If some random woman started walking up to Dana and started smacking the shit out of him, and he smacked her back, I'd defend him, to be quite honest. But it's another thing when it's your wife and you're at the club and you're 53 years old and then you're ultra aggressive afterwards. That's what really got me. Not the initial one slap from him, but the ultra aggressiveness afterwards. Like, he was really going after him. Are there any ONE FC female fighters that could dominate any current UFC champs? Maybe. I'm not super familiar enough with their skill sets to do that. Except it's not a little kid, it's a grown woman. Okay. A woman isn't built like a man. Either way, it's just nobody should be assaulting anybody, to be honest, you know? But this is the world we live in. So you think it was okay for his wife? No, I just said that. Imagine if she hit Dana and he did nothing, we probably wouldn't have even heard about it. Exactly. Yeah, the way he went after him was weird. He looked like Jones going after DC after the head kick landed. That he did. For me, if he's willing to do that in the middle of a club publicly, this is the real story for me, guys. And I think I've said this on a couple other streams. If he's willing to go at her that way in a club, in public, he knows people are around. He already smacked her once, he'll smack her again. What is he doing behind closed doors? That is my question I pose to you guys. And I don't believe this was the first time. I don't believe it. And maybe it was. We have no evidence of the otherwise. I'm not saying he needs to lose his job. I'm not crying and whining about it. So there you go. It is what it is at this point. It's going to be over and done with. Soon enough, people stop talking about it. O'Malley is so much bigger than Cejudo. What a way to spell it. Nobody forget that. If Sean doesn't make serious improvements to his grappling and takedown defense, Aljo is going to hold him down and control him. Aljo would finish him. Even Piotr was able to hold Sean down pretty good. Yeah, and Piotr doesn't really try to hold you down. He just looks to beat you up more or less. I talk about that in the video as well. I covered every base in that video. So, I know I keep saying it, but it's just weird how everything we're talking about is I covered in the video. I think Aljo would finish him. I think Henry finishes him. You can't improve your grappling that much in a couple months. She was aggressive. What are you talking about? Nobody said she wasn't. It sucks that Kelvin pulled out of this one. I feel like this was a very winnable fight for him to get back on the right track. He's still pretty young for middleweight, though. He still has time. That he does. That he does. Why is he even hard sparring this close to a fight is the real question. I'm assuming he was sparring when he got hit. So, O'Malley is coached, and you are jiu-jitsu, but one of the best judges who has in the world that don't know about ground game and grappling should just shut the F up because already. Everybody like the stream up, says Jack. Thank you, Jack. Yeah, guys, if you're in the stream and you have not liked the stream yet, do me a favor. It helps YouTube push it out to more people. So like the stream. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you in advance. Henry's not going to be dominant. Okay. I don't care about Dana. I just think it's hilarious. All the UFC's business partner has been completely silent. I think it's funny they will make big stories about Ray Rice, but nothing new. Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you're rich and powerful. Stories like this get swept under the rug. They could have easily came out and said, we're disappointed and we're handling it, and it is what it is. Mr. Joey, Dana should have let her beat him. There you go. In my opinion, forget about Colby. Make Bilal versus Hamzat for 285 for a title eliminator. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. Colby Bilal would be fun. Or Bilal Hamzat would be a lot of fun. I'd be hyped for Bilal Hamzat. I don't think Colby's ever leaving witness protection at this point in time. Sean just got to stay on his feet. If his takedown defense is on point, Henry, I think he can get the KO. Yeah, I don't think he's defending the takedowns of Henry. I think the thing that makes Dana slapping his wife back so bad is that he gave her 2 slaps alone. He's much bigger. Yeah, exactly. And he takes PEDs. Funny because the whole lead up to Sean versus Piotr, Sean kept calling it an awesome kickboxing fight and that he doesn't expect any grappling. I wonder if he was surprised at Piotr's approach. He's probably hoping that Piotr wouldn't grapple. Except his wife was already come and put it in to... I can't even read that. You're only blaming Dana giving his wife a free pass. No, I'm not talking about his wife because his wife is not the president of the UFC. So, there you go. She shouldn't have done it either. She's a piece of shit for doing it too. I've said it even in this stream. So, you got to open your ears, my friend. Dom was able to defend on short notice against Henry. I think Sean can beat Henry, but not Aljo. Dom was able to defend on short notice against Henry. What are you talking about? Dominic Cruz? Or are you talking about Demetrius? Who defended against Henry on short notice? I'm not sure. Do you think Dana White should make a considerable size contribution towards domestic violence? I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say I know what the answer is. I'm just giving you my opinion on it. But it would probably be a good look for him. But does it actually mean anything? Not really. Dom was able to defend on short notice against Henry. What am I forgetting here? I don't even remember Dominic Cruz fighting Henry Cejudo. Oh, yeah, the short notice fight. I'm dumb. The short notice fight. I am dumb as hell during the pandemic. I don't remember that fight all that much. I'll have to go back and rewatch that one. But I think Dom has considerably better wrestling than Sean O'Malley. I mean, he out-wrestled Demetrius. I know it was at a bantamweight, but still. If Colby refuses to take the Hamzat fight and they give it to Bilal, what do you think they'll do with Colby? I don't know, man. Colby's just wasting his career away. He's wasting his career away. He'll probably end up fighting maybe the loser of Usman, Leon. I don't know. He's in a bad spot. Hopefully he has to fight Shavkat. If Shavkat beats Jeff Neal, then Colby has to fight him. Best fighters on the come up at welterweight and lightweight. On the come up, Arman Tsarukyan and Rafael Fiziev, but Fiziev has kind of already made his way up. Welterweight, Shavkat Rakhmonov. And I'll say Fakhretdinov. Rinat Fakhretdinov. No, is that middleweight? Rinat, is that welterweight? I can't remember. Welterweight. So Rinat Fakhretdinov. I think he'd be pretty good. Jalen Turner as well for lightweight. Agree with Dana's take. It's not something that affects us directly. The show will go on no matter how we feel. Of course, it's wrong, but it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, that's true. Do you think Ariel got a grin from cheek to cheek when he saw the video? He's never going to shut up about it. For sure. I mean, it's a shitty thing to do. So I don't necessarily blame him. You know, if he hates Dana, I would bring it up every chance I got to. You know, I was getting up. I thought it was an early stoppage. What's up, Diddler? Or Dieter? What's going on? Thank you for being a member. I greatly appreciate you. I believe you just joined the members Discord. So happy to see you in the chat. If anybody else wants to join the members Discord, the link is down in the description. Become a member and you can join the members Discord. Alazar Bakila. Thank you for the $5 super chat, my friend. Just got off the longest flight of my life. I almost crapped my pants. Back home to Joey's stream. Let's hope Sean cries in the cage against Henry. Appreciate your $5 super chat. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Sean will cry in the cage against Henry Cejudo when he gets dominated and finished. I'm glad you didn't crap your pants on the plane. That would have been very unfortunate. And an absolute mess walking off. Oh my God. And oh my God, the people around you would have smelled shit. Oh my God. So I'm glad you didn't shit your pants. Thank you for the $5 donation. I greatly appreciate it. And you know what I just realized? I'm an idiot. I read your message earlier, Billy, but I didn't say thank you for the 5 months of membership. I greatly appreciate it. I just remembered that right now. But thank you, Alazar, for the donation. I'm glad you're safe and sound and watching the stream. Diddler. It just sounded like Diddler to me. Thank you, Alex, for the 3 months of membership. Habib is a top 3 martial artist of all time, in my opinion. It's hard to say because he cut his career short, but maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I probably wouldn't put him on my list, but maybe. Drop the like on the stream. Thank you, GP. Appreciate you. Why do you think some annoying MMA fighters felt the need to defame Dana even though no one asked their opinion? That's just the way it works. You know, if you ever, you have a job, I'm assuming, depending on how old you are, you have the people who will snitch hoping they're going to get a pay raise, who are trying to tattle and get people in trouble even though they're grown adults. I'm sure we all know someone like that. And this is like a similar thing to that, where they just want to deep throat Dana because they're hoping it's going to get them a check, when it's actually embarrassing to them. So it's very weird. Jamahal Hill came out of it looking like shit. A lot of guys did. Sean O'Malley came out of it looking like shit. Victor Lopez, welcome to the MMA Joey membership. You get loyalty badges next to your name. There's a link in the members only community tab for to join the members Discord. I also do some members only videos occasionally, and you also get some members only live stream replays. When I do multiple streams a week, I private some of them after the fact so that members can watch them and nobody else. So, and eventually when I get over 100 members, probably by the end of this year, I'm probably going to start another membership tier. But thank you for becoming a member. I greatly appreciate it. If anybody else wants to become a member, the link is in the description. It is $3. And the Discord alone is worth it. I'm telling you guys right now, any members in the chat, you can let them know in the chat. The Discord is well worth it. I'll tell you that much right this second. Okay. Keep the questions coming, guys. Keep the questions coming. Where was I at? Again, thank you, Alex. Why do you... Okay, Drew Dober beats Turner by second round TKO. Nah, I think Turner probably TKOs him. Or probably hurts him and then submits him. Do you think Colby will ease up on the smack talking in the future due to getting sucker punched? No. I don't think he will. But we may never hear him talk again, to be quite honest. I booked my room in Vegas for UFC 285. I'd be content with Henry versus O'Malley. I think you should get a big fight for that card. I don't think Henry versus O'Malley is the biggest fight you can get. But for me, that's the lowest end of the deal that you should possibly get. Joey, what are your thoughts on the Bellator lightweight tournament and who's your favorite? Usman Nurmagomedov. I almost said Umar there for a second. That's why I paused. Usman Nurmagomedov wins it. I think it's a solid tournament. You got some good names in there. AJ McKee, Pitbull, Nurmagomedov, Benson Henderson. What's his name? I can't remember his name off the top of my head. There's some great names in there. What was the other one? Bellator lightweight tourney. It's solid. I'll definitely be tuning in. Let's take a look. There was another name that stands out to me. Oh, Tofik Musayev, I think is how you pronounce it, actually. Yeah, Sydney Outlaw's in there. Patricky Pitbull and Alexander Shabley. So, yeah, I think Usman wins it. But it's a solid tournament. I hope we get Usman versus AJ McKee, probably. He was referring to your comment about not being able to improve your grappling in such short notice, and then you mentioned the Dominic Cruz comment. Okay. Yeah, I don't... Henry Cejudo would out-wrestle Sean O'Malley. Believe me, I'm confident in that one. Yo, Joey, what do you think about Waldo Cortez not getting the KO in his last fight? I had him by decision, and I sweated it so much because of the early stoppage the champs get. I'm trying to remember. When was that? That was the one where he was kind of like gassing out a little bit towards the end. It was against Chase Sherman, right? I don't remember. Honestly, I don't remember my thoughts on that fight. But like Chase Sherman started to have a little bit of a comeback, if I remember correctly, because Cortez was starting to gas, but then he got like a second wind. I think I remember thinking it should have been stopped at one point, but I can't say for sure. It's been a bit. When was that? It was only back in November. I should remember it better, but I don't. Joe, would I be open to Joey? Would I be open to going on Sean O'Malley's podcast with his coach Tim, maybe to debate the results of his next fight? Are you asking if I would? Yeah, I would debate the results. I want to debate the results of the last fight. Top 5, John, GSP, Mighty Mouse, Anderson could be fair enough. Would you kickstart a shotgun in exactly 5 years? Kickstart a shotgun in exactly 5 years for $10 million? What does that even mean? I don't even know what that means. I wonder if Cyril Gane is going to corner Imavov. I don't know. I have no idea. We'll see. Well, Colby made enough money. Fair enough. Sean was trolling. I mean, I watched it, dude. I think he just used it as an excuse. He really believed that. He said, I felt bad for Dana. So I think he's using it as an excuse. It seemed real to me. Yeah, the Discord's life. Andy with the DC crying emojis. It is crazy Benson Henderson is still fighting. He won't win the tournament at all. Victor is in the Discord now. Welcome, Victor. Appreciate you. In the Discord, if you guys are wondering what the Discord looks like, we have a random tab, which is the most used tab. We have channel updates where I post about streams, videos get posted, everything like that. We have a breaking news tab, self-explanatory. We have a fight night live chat tab where, I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. We talk on the night of the fights. That's where like our live chat is because there's a lot of messages going on then. We have an MMA memes tab. We have a betting tab. We have a boxing tab. We have a self-promotion tab if someone's streaming, something like that. And there you go. There you go. That's all the tabs we got in Discord to keep it all organized. What do you think about Usman Nurmagomedov stepping down as a coach? You mean Khabib Nurmagomedov? I mean, I think it's interesting, but he's probably super busy. I mean, life's hectic. He probably wants to spend time with his family, so it doesn't necessarily shock me. but I think he'll still be around a good bit. Thoughts on Usman Nurmagomedov versus Benson Henderson? Easy win for Usman. Yeah, well, that's what they do with those tournaments. They try to put the biggest favorites against the least likely to win, so they have the two best guys at the end. That's why if you notice NFL playoffs, they have the number 1 seed go against the number 6 seed. So essentially it's supposed to be the best versus the worst. Number 2 versus number 5, number 3 versus number 4. That way you can hopefully have the two best teams at the end. You don't want you don't want to put AJ McKee versus Usman Nurmagomedov the first fight because they might be the two best guys. D-Rod or Gunnar Nelson for 286. I think D-Rod wins that. Gunnar Nelson's far past his prime. Did you watch Ariel's interview today with Bellator president earlier? Pretty interesting. He said something about getting together with all the big promotions and doing like a World Cup. Yeah, that's never going to happen. But of course they're going to want to do that. Of course he's going to want to do that. Bellator's kind of down the dumps, to be honest. So he would love to do a World Cup type event. Joey, who should Aspinall's next opponent be? Depends how the division plays out. I wouldn't mind seeing him against Stipe. You think Henry's ring rust will result in a KO for Sean? It could. You never know. Ring rust is a real thing. Jones and Ngannou, Blades and Cejudo. Jones versus Ngannou or Blades. Cejudo versus O'Malley, plus Shavkat fighting on the card. Duplessis versus Brunson. Cody versus Julio Arce. And also maybe Justin Gaethje versus Rafael Fiziev. It shows how very little you know of Sean O'Malley and the life he lives if you think he was actually going to cry. It shows how little you know about him. You don't know how to spell his first name. Hello, thoughts on Dana White's press conference today? I mean, he said what he needed to say. I'm not going to put any deep thought into it. But he took credit. I mean, he took responsibility for what he did. And I mean, he didn't make any excuses. I didn't see the entire thing. But I'm sure there would have been quotes if there was. I've seen clips here and there. I probably watched about 3 minutes of it, honestly. There's nothing more he can say. It is what it is. He looks like a shit stain and he should be embarrassed, and that's it. You think Conor, Lobov, and Danis got freaky back in the day? For sure. Definitely. Wow, good facts. No, Cortez was destroying him, and if he was a title fight, many of his action would have made the ref. Yeah, if I remember correctly, I thought the ref should have stopped that. I was on stream when that fight happened. Wow, good facts. Thank you. I'm not sure exactly what that one's about, but appreciate it. Jokes are still funny regardless of who was wrong. Okay, fair enough. A Chuck Liddell emote would be badass. I'll keep that in mind. When he's flexing after a win. I know exactly what you're talking about. With the hands down at the waist. Would you pick Sean O'Malley versus Dominic Cruz? Yes. At this point, I would. I really hope Ketlin Vieira loses this weekend. She sucks. Yeah, if she wins, she's probably going to fight for a title. Ew. I don't want to see that at all. I don't wish to see that at all. When did John Jones come back now? Where was he all the time? He was a champ. Why did John Jones come back now? Negotiating issues with the UFC. He's been trying to negotiate a new contract with the UFC. I believe he finally got it, and he was supposedly ready to go in December. But we'll see if something comes to fruition. I think Jones will be on that March card. I'm hoping that he will be. But you never know. Even the biggest Dana White ass kisser, Patty, didn't try to defend it. Did he even say anything about it? I'm surprised Patty didn't say, oh, it was the right thing. If I would have been there, I'd have front kicked her. In his defense, I would have defended my boss. Dom or Song Yadong if that fight were to be made. Dude, I think Dom's just slowing down. He looked good in the Vera fight, but he got finished and he got clipped, and the explosiveness and the speed just isn't there anymore as well as it once was. Like, you go back and look at Dominic Cruz from a couple years ago, or not a couple years ago, really, because he's been injured for mad long, but you know, a while back, and it's just not the same Dominic Cruz anymore. It's really sad, actually. So I'd probably take Song Yadong. I will spend so much money if they had Justin Gaethje versus Fiziev to 285. Had so much potential to be a good card. Yeah, I hope they stack the card. I want them to stack that card. Right now, let's take a look at it, what it looks like. To be determined versus to be determined. I forgot to type Tapology at the end. They got to be announcing it soon. We already got some solid fights on there. Derek Bronson, Dricus Duplessis. Jeff Neal versus Shavkat Rakhmonov. Jamie Pickett, the trash can, versus Bo Nickel. And you also got Mario Batista, Guido Canetti. Cody Garbrandt versus Julio Arce. Yeah, I mean, it's a decent fight night card. Viviane Araújo versus Amanda Ribas. So it's a solid fight night card as it sits right now, basically. You know, if Jeff Neal versus Shavkat was the main event. Hopefully they add some amazing fights. I really want them to stack that card. That card would be incredible. If they just stacked it, Justin Gaethje, Rafael Fiziev, Francis Ngannou, John Jones, Henry Cejudo, Sean O'Malley. What a stacked fight card that would be. But yeah, it seems like Aljo won't be ready, unfortunately. That is super unfortunate. And it's actually annoying. Even if he is injured, it's still annoying. Let me take a look at something. Okay, go there. All right. Keep the questions coming, guys. Keep the questions coming. Fill the chat. Yeah, Liddell's celebration after his Randy win would be dope. Fair enough. I'll keep that in mind. I remember when they were talking about matching O'Malley and Yudong up a while ago. Would have been a really solid fight. I'm hoping Song can fight his way up. Song looked really good even in his loss against Corey Sandhagen, to be honest. I have Corey beating Marlon. Corey is in and out fast, versatile, good footwork in the chin. I agree. I'm leaning to Corey Sandhagen as well. Do you think Jones would beat Ngannou? I feel like Ngannou's just going to do the same strategy he used with Gane. I will pick John Jones in that fight, most likely. Francis Ngannou's improving. But I think Jones just avoids the grappling and just outstrikes him. All of these fights being canceled, Murphy Andrade is still on. That is true, Billy. That is very true. I would love to see Colby versus Gilbert, Bilal versus Hamzat. I want to see Hamzat versus Colby. Give me Gilbert versus Bilal. I would prefer those. Joe, you think Francis is ever fighting again in the UFC? I'm going to say yes. I'm guessing they'll announce UFC 285 main event during UFC 283. This is feeling like a lot like 279 where everything was last minute. 279 was 3 weeks out, though. 279 was 3 weeks out. They were adding fights to the card because it was garbage. But you never know. If they don't have a deal in place, they might not announce it at 283. I feel like every pay-per-view card, we're like, oh, they're going to announce the main event for this, and then it never happens. Yudong versus O'Malley, who do you got? Honestly, that's a tough fight to pick. Early prediction, I lean O'Malley. But Song Yudong is so fast and powerful. He could very well win. I kind of want to lean Yudong. Do you still consider Cruz an elite bantamweight? Bantamweight is just so stacked, but yeah, I would still consider him an elite bantamweight. But he's just barely holding on by a thread. John over everyone, to be honest, agreed. Let me take a look. There you go. Let me take a look. Ngannou's just going to put him on the floor like he did Cyril Gane. Dude, Jones is an amazing wrestler. And if he bulked up properly, I don't know if we have to worry about it at all. So I think Jones just keeps the distance, stays at range, and beats Ngannou probably by decision. I actually went to 279, and I really hope 285 ends up like that one. What do you mean by ends up like that one? 279 was garbage at first. I guess you're saying you hope it ends up getting shooken up. Does an interim make sense seeing as Aljo will be back latest May? He says, no, it does not make sense, but that never stopped the UFC before. I mean, they did an interim Ngannou won the title in March. They did an interim in August, and Ngannou was ready to fight in September. So, how much does that really mean? Honestly. So, it wouldn't shock me if they do an interim title belt. And that's what the Henry Cejudo, Sean O'Malley video touches on as well. Which is so annoying. Why do we need so many interim title belts? Interim title belt after interim title belt after interim title belt after interim title belt. I'm just so sick of these dumb interim title fights. Why do we need interim belts for every single division, every opportunity that we possibly get? It's infuriating. It drives me nuts. I'm tired of interim title fights. It just makes them less meaningful. I mean, they didn't do it for Yuri, but I guess because Yuri decided to vacate. That's a unique situation. I guess, the UFC decided, you never know, he might not be back till the end of the year, and that's optimistic maybe. So they decided to have him vacate it. But yeah, I'm tired of interim belts, guys. I'm really sick and tired of them. And this is coming from someone who Aljamain Sterling really rubs the wrong way. The more stuff I hear, the more I think he's going to leave the UFC. I hope not. That'd be disappointing. When is Yadong fighting again? I don't know. Off the top of my head, I don't remember. I don't even know if he has a fight. Does he? I feel like he did have a fight announcement, but I don't remember. Yeah, I don't think he has a fight announcement then. No news pulled up. I thought he might have had one, but nope. Yeah, he fought in September. That was all the way back in September. Holy shit. Where is the time going? That was all the way back in September. And you know what? I'm just remembering. I forgot to tweet out this stream. I forgot to tweet it out. That's annoying. Let me tweet this out real quick. Join me live right now for my weekly MMA live chat. Boom! I forgot to tweet that out. By the way, guys, if you're watching and you don't follow me on Instagram and Twitter, go follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MMA Joey C. We're almost to 400 followers on Twitter. And I posted a hilarious meme about Conor McGregor. If you get it, you get it. Okay, where are we at? Where are we at? I don't know. When is Yadong fighting again? I already answered that. Not sure. My guess is he should have a fight announcement soon. Everyone trashing Cruz, but I got him against Umar, Yan, O'Malley, and Ngannou. Fair enough, Alazar. Fair enough. Joey, maybe invest time in TikTok. I can't do it. I don't even have TikTok. I hate TikTok. I hate Reels. I hate Shorts. I hate them. I know a lot of people are doing them. I just feel like I don't know. I just don't like them. Maybe if I really feel like I should, I will eventually, but we'll see. I don't want to put them on my YouTube channel, I'll tell you that. I'm not putting shorts on my YouTube channel. Ngannou's a big guy. I don't think Jones has ever fought a dog like Ngannou. That is true. Ngannou's massive. I would bet on both of them by decision. Fair enough. I think interim is the way to go if Aljo's hurt. Yeah, I mean, it's the only way they're going to do it. They're not going to put O'Malley in a tough fight for a number one contender spot without an interim title on the line. But if Aljo can return in April or May, which he's insinuated, then why are we doing an interim title fight? So, maybe Piotr versus Merab, Aljo versus Henry for 287, 288, and wait to Sean out for a title, give him the winner of Corey versus Marlon. Yeah, I want to see Marlon versus Sean O'Malley too. That's the way to go. But this guys are not going for a KO, and if they do, it will be legendary. Fair enough. It would be legendary for sure. It'd be a massive fight too. I'm trying to find Yadong. He is in Vancouver right now where I live. I hope you find some Yadong while you're wandering around Vancouver. Joey, have you ever visited Vegas? I have never been to Vegas. Don't post on TikTok. I don't plan on it. You hate shorts, but that's the time we live in. That is true. That is accurate. That's very, very accurate. The Dariush versus Olive fight, who you got? That's just pure speculation. I've seen people running with it and pretending like it's actually happening. Who would I take? That's a 50-50 fight. I'd probably go Oliveira. But you could ask me tomorrow and I may change my mind. Respect the Yuri for vacating. More champions should learn from him and stop holding up their divisions for over a year like Ngannou. Okay. But Ngannou's waiting for a contract too. I have no problem with interim fights when they make sense. If a champion's going to be out for over a year, book an interim fight. Outside of that, nah. But they should make hard, fast, concrete rules. But I do respect Yuri for vacating, but I think it was probably more the UFC's decision than his. People mostly watch shorts and strong content rather than YouTube videos. Fair enough. Who wins, Cejudo or O'Malley? Cejudo wins for sure. I think Cejudo's wrestling would be too much for Sean O'Malley. Unpopular opinion, I think Rob Font is overrated and everyone in the top 5 bantamweight can beat him pretty easily. I don't think that's a bad take right there. Rob Font just got them pillow hands. If Brandon versus Figgy wasn't on 283, do you think UFC would have made a pay-per-view free like they did for Glover? Yeah, I don't. Doubtful. I feel like they aren't willing to do that. I don't feel like they want to do that. It would be a god-awful pay-per-view, that's for damn sure. But maybe, but I think they would still just try to sell it. Light heavyweight title fight. What if UFC starts scoring massive draw? I don't know what you mean. Do you have a favorite current division? Mine is either bantamweight or lightweight. Mine is bantamweight, second is lightweight. So I'm basically the same as you. Giga Chikadze for Bryce next, in my opinion. I think that'd be interesting because Chikadze had issues with Calvin Kattar's pressure, and what does Bryce Mitchell present pressure? I would have loved to see Fiziev versus Oliveira in Brazil. I would have not have because I like Charles Oliveira and Fiziev would have brutally finished him. O'Malley killed Dr. Disrespect on Warzone today. Okay. A lot of MMA guys can gain traction on Instagram too. Yeah, I post on Instagram, mainly pictures. I posted some clips from the channel sometime. I'm trying to grow up everything. This year, I want to get 1,000 followers on both Twitter and Instagram. That's a goal of mine. Will 286 be free, seeing as they're literally back-to-back? No. I don't think so. Unless it's just a horrific card. They've done it before where they've charged for 2 pay-per-views back-to-back. If Sean O'Malley lost the decision to Piotr, would his ranking still be like at number 14? Or would he have been moved up? He probably would have been moved up a little bit. But he definitely shouldn't have been number 1. That's a joke. If there's an interim title when the champ is out for every year, the heavyweight division would have an interim title every year. That is true. The heavyweight division is always stagnant. It's annoying as hell. Why did they make 267 free? Originally this year, there was probably going to be UFC 280 that was going to be free. Because there wasn't supposed to be that long gap from 279 to 280. There was supposed to be a pay-per-view in between them. But I think 267 was free because they did a deal with Abu Dhabi, and basically they wanted them to stack a pay-per-view but have it in prime time in Abu Dhabi. So it was in the middle of the afternoon here, and it wasn't going to be a pay-per-view seller. So they decided, you know what, we're going to make it free because no one was going to buy it. That's why, basically. Do you think Ian Gary has legit skill? He's pretty skilled. I don't know. I don't know how far he will go, but he is a decent fighter for sure. Sean being number 1 is like Islam being number 2 pound for pound. It just doesn't make sense. It never makes sense. The rankings never make sense. It's just a bunch of weirdos who make the rankings, to be honest. Ian Gary is Conor McGregor wannabe. That he is. Ian Gary's cringe as hell. Did you see Diego Sanchez fighting a former boxing champion in bare knuckle? Does not surprise me whatsoever. But, yeah, I don't want to see that. That's... Jeez, Diego Sanchez just needs to retire at this point in time. Just needs to retire. I mean, why is he still fighting? I guess it's the paycheck. Joshua Fabia was stealing all his money. So it's because Joshua Fabia was was probably stealing more than half his paycheck. So yeah, that's pretty much it. He's got to fight for. It's super disappointing. You have a legend of the sport, and he's got to fight for crumbs because he didn't make a lot of money in the UFC, and then his manager took advantage of him. I'm not watching that garbage. Joe, you should see the Sean O'Malley, Dick Riders, and Tim Walsh's live chat. It's ridiculous. Yeah, there's a lot of simps out there, MMA simps. Fader will truly become the last Emperor of Pride when he knocks out Bader and retires. I hope so. Who do you got in D-Rod versus Gunny Nelson? I am taking D-Rod all the way. How is Gunnar Nelson going to beat him? I don't know how he's going to beat him. Ian Gary took his wife's last name. I did see that. Were you a fan of Kimbo Slice back in the day? How could you not be a fan of Kimbo Slice? I think it was an embarrassment that Bellator and UFC decided to well, Bellator mainly, they signed him when he was so old. But it gave for some fun fights. So, yeah, I mean, I was a fan of him. I watched those just because I like Kimbo. Joe, we got that clean fade. I hope you like it, my friend. I hope you like it. Do you think UFC fighters without agents get screwed? I believe Paulo Costa, ex-girlfriend, acted as his agent and signed a 7-fight contract. I don't know. I think it's 50-50. I think sometimes their agents are screwing them over, but other times they need them. They work in the best interest of them. But it's hit or miss. Definitely Paulo Costa's girlfriend managing probably isn't the best idea, I would guess. Joey, got to go. I'll be back around 8 if you still live. Fair enough. The Kimbo versus Dada 5000 fight was a travesty. Yeah, didn't Dada have like a heart attack in the cage or some shit? They found out afterwards. Dude, they were both so tired. I was laughing my ass off watching that fight. I watched that live. When was that? How long ago was that? Kimbo Slice versus Dada 5000. When was it? When was it? Okay, let me just Google Kimbo Slice real quick. I didn't get a date. It's crazy he's been gone for 6 years. R.I.P. Kimbo. 42 years old. He would have fought a couple more times in Bellator, to be honest. That's great. Oh. Kimbo was supposed to fight in July when he died. When he died, he was supposed to fight at Bellator 158, July 16th in London. All right, when did the Dada 5000 fight happen? Let's see if I can find it. Originally, oh, yeah, it was a no contest against Dada because he tested positive for something, but it was February 2016. That's wild. It's wild that he fought Matt Mitrione in the UFC. Imagine you're Houston Alexander who got beat up by Dada. What an embarrassment that is if you're an MMA fighter. I forgot he fought Roy Nelson. He fought Roy Nelson on The Ultimate Fighter. That's hilarious. That's actually hilarious. But he had a mass on his liver. Doesn't really say other than the heart failure. Sad, 42 years old. 42 years old. Kimbo Slice looked older than that though. I remember seeing him in like the original like YouTube, the backyard fights. Kimbo was straight up jacked. Dude was scary as hell looking. It's funny that the Dana White decided to bring him on The Ultimate Fighter. Who did he lose to originally? Let me look at one more thing. Was Petrosian or something like that? Something like that. I can't remember now. And I just looked at it. Seth Petrozelli. They thought he was going to win that fight. Elite XC. They thought it was an easy win for him, but he got destroyed in the first round. Let me go look that up real quick. I got to watch that. I haven't seen that in a long time. Keep the questions coming, guys. I'll get back to the questions here in a second. I just want to check this out. Sean, I'm dumb. I said Sean O'Malley. I seen a video for Sean O'Malley. Slice versus Seth. You know that's what closed that company down, right? Because they were putting all their eggs in a basket, and Seth Precizelli just went out there and destroyed them. Who's the ref for this one? With his pink hair too. Skinny and pink hair versus Kimbo Slice, but an MMA fighter. It put Elite XC down the drain. It ruined their home company. I don't think they had another fight after that. Let's see. All right, we're fight. Tell him to fight. Dude backs up against the cage, hits him with a strike, and it literally basically KOs him on the ground. It puts his lights out completely. That's probably the biggest win of his career. How did he even fall? I can't even tell what made him fall. Yeah, he just was off balance. He fell, and then he just got followed up with shots to the side of the head and got finished. That's crazy. That is crazy. He got finished that easily. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the last event for Elite XC. I think. Seth Precizelli only got 50 grand for that fight. That's crazy. Let's see, how many times did he fight after that? A bunch, trading wins and losses. Last fought in Bellator in 2013. That's crazy. Okay, where are we at now? Isn't like 5 to 7 fights normal? What are you talking about? For a UFC fight card, it's usually like 11 to 13. Have you seen The Office? Some of it, not all of it. I haven't watched it all. They usually renegotiate halfway through. That is true. Kimbo versus Dada was one of the wackest fights ever. They were both not MMA fighters. All right. The agent Ali Abdelaziz seems hella sketch. He's like Dana's BMF. I think he was really good friends with Mick Maynard, if I'm not mistaken, the matchmaker, which helps him, and they work together to basically he works on the UFC's behalf, but also his fighters' behalf. Did you watch Kimbo versus Shamrock? When was that? I think I did, but I can't remember now that you ask. Yes, I did. In Bellator. Yes, I did. Yep. I think Ken Shamrock almost had a submission early, if I'm not mistaken. I find it pretty crazy that Volk has never headlined a fight, even with him being the #1 pound-for-pound fighter. That is crazy. Why do you think he doesn't have a big fan base? I've never understood that. I don't know. Volk's one of the best fighters in the UFC. But I don't know. I guess because he isn't a loudmouth. I don't know. He should be able to headline cards. Or maybe he's so good, people don't... The perceived threat of his opponents is never particularly high. What are your thoughts on Brendan Schaub saying Habib and Habib saying MMA is trending downwards? Maybe they're right. Kimbo Slice ended Elite XC with that loss. Company folded. There you go. Hottest chick in the UFC, Werner Jandiroba. Have you been following the Phil Baroni case? Apparently Josh Thompson used to live with him. They talked about it on Weighing In today. No, I haven't been following that. I did see that he murdered his girlfriend, supposedly. But that's all I really know. I haven't really followed any of the details, to be honest. Do you plan on watching Dana White's Contender Series? I started watching last season and loved it. Great fights with hungry opponents. I watch it here and there. I don't watch all of it usually, but I watch some here and there. Brian Ortega, girl easy. Okay. Despite that embarrassing loss to Seth, the UFC still gave him a shot, a testament to his viral status. That is true. Oh yeah, Volk versus TKZ. So there you go. He did. I guess you mean why does he barely headline as a champion? But yeah, he headlined it versus TKZ. Thanks for reminding me. Will you ever make a video about classic cards or fighters' careers? Maybe. I don't know, man. It's hard keeping up It's hard keeping up with everything I try to do now. So it's something that's always an option, but I don't know. What about Shamrock versus Royce Gracie in 2016? What a joke. I believe I did see that, but I don't remember what happened, to be honest. Volk never had a pay-per-view main event. He did versus TKZ. Joey, some girl wants to go out with me at a local bowling alley on Saturday night. Should I bail on her for UFC or not? Depends. Do your Twitter likes look like Connor's? If they do, then you should definitely bail. But if they don't, it's not the greatest card. It's not the greatest card. Maybe go bowling instead. I wish Ortega would fight more than once a year. I agree. Volk also headlined the Ortega fight. There you go. So that guy was completely wrong. For some reason, I didn't even think of it. I was just answering more of the big fan bases. But yeah, Volk headlined UFC 266 and he headlined 273. Boom, right off the top of my head. There you go. Thank you for calling it out, because I just read the question and then I started answering, because I know he hasn't headlined all his title fights. But yeah, he did headline it. That was International Fight Week to UFC 266. Good call, guys. Good call. Guys, do me a favor. If you have not already liked the stream, do me a favor and like the stream. If you're watching and you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel right this second. Yeah, that Volk Ortega fight, people call that one of the greatest fights of 2021, right? That was 2021. I'm getting confused now because we're in 2023. It was not a great fight. It was a great performance by Volk, but it was a one-sided beating with a couple close submission attempts. So people need to stop calling that one of the greatest fights of all time. That's it. I mean, people were ranking it as the best fight of 2021. See, I'm mixing it up now. I remember Ken was so cringe he made Tito look like the smart guy throughout their beef. Talk about a throwback. I saw it live on TV when Kimbo got finished in Elite XC. That's crazy. That is crazy. You saw that live. Yeah, but Ken is really dumb. Dumb as a pile of rocks. Thoughts on Caio Borralho versus Anthony Hernandez? I like that option. I like that fight. They should make that. They should make that matchup. That'd be fun because Caio likes to wrestle and grapple. Anthony Hernandez has okay striking, has good submission skills. Do you think the UFC is putting on less stacked cards in the beginning of 2023 due to the NFL playoffs possibly overshadowing the UFC's? Especially that NFL is playing games on Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, but they only play on Saturday for 2 weekends. I mean, it's possible. They probably take into account, but by the time a UFC pay-per-view starts, the card should be over with. I mean, the fights should be over with. At least, I mean, not over with. The pay-per-view would just be starting. The football, I'm delusional now. I don't know what I'm thinking straight. The football game should be over by the time the pay-per-view actually starts. Marcin Held was a disappointment. Yeah, I had really high hopes for him. He was getting all those leg locks and whatnot. I had high hopes for him. But unfortunately, he never was able to do anything. He was never able to do anything. Super unfortunate. Does Topuria take the belt from Volk? Does Ilia Topuria take the belt from Volk? Maybe in 2024. You got to lose eventually. It's just a matter when. I'll say maybe he does in 2024. But it's hard to imagine anyone beating Volk right now, as good as he is. As good as he is, it's hard to imagine anybody beating him right now. I mean, Volk just looked phenomenal. That third fight against Max Holloway was unbelievable. That was at UFC 276. Damn, so Volk took some time off, right? Volkanovski. His last fight was at 276, right? Or am I just get mistaken? Yeah. So he took the rest of the year off. He fought in April and July, and then he said, I'm out. He only fought once in 2021. What a travesty that was. What's crazy is Imagine had he lost that second fight to Max via split decision. That would have sucked. I thought people saying the 245 fight was a robbery were delusional. Volkanovski clearly won the first fight against Max. What's crazy is I've never picked a Volk fight wrong. At least not that I remember. I might have picked Jose Aldo over him. I don't remember that one, so who knows. But I picked him against Max Holloway both times. I picked him against Brian Ortega. Obviously, I picked him against Korean Zombie. And I picked him against Max Holloway for a third time. Why did Frank Mir get to wear the knee and ankle wraps? His legs were literally brittle. Were that brittle? I don't know. I don't know what the rules are on that. What do you think about Tatiana Suarez returning? I'm excited, cautiously optimistic though. Because is she actually going to return? I find it hard to believe that she's actually going to return. She's just constantly injured. Joey, oh no, hold on. Do you think Valentina loses this year? Yes. Watch my Every Champion at the end of 2023 video on the channel. Topuria versus Volk will be an amazing fight too. Sign me up. Any undefeated fighters you predict to lose in 2023? I can't think of all the undefeated fighters. I don't think Hamzat's going to lose. I don't think Shavkat's going to lose. I can't think of any other undefeated fighters off the top of my head. Joe, what's your best bets for the card this weekend? Discord betting tab, but I think Dan Ige wins, and that's close odds if I remember correctly. But also maybe Dan Ige, Sean Strickland could be good money. I don't know. I picked Max to beat Volk in the trilogy. Really shitty pick on my end. Dude, Volk is just too good. It's just too damn good. Does Josh Emmett have any fans? If he does, I've yet to meet one. That's mad. Yeah, I don't think he does, dude. I don't think Josh Emmett has a lot of fans. I was watching DC and RC earlier, big mistake, and agree with DC pick of Hamzat being this year's male fighter of the year just based on fighters he could fight this year. Colby, Usman, Leon. Thoughts? I hope we get that many fights out of him. He only fought, what, twice last year? So I hope he fights 2-3 times this year, at least. But yeah, Hamzat could end the year as a champion. I think if he does fight for a welterweight title, he will win the title. So, hopefully. I want these guys to be more active. If it was up to me. I can't believe you watched DC and RC. You didn't strike me as that type of guy. Funny random thought that crosses my mind, my head, often is the last time Conor had a lightweight win, I was in middle school. The last time Conor had a lightweight win, I was 5 years away from starting my YouTube channel. How crazy is that? The last time Conor had a lightweight win, I was 5 years before I started my YouTube channel. That's just wild. Just wild. Or roughly, because it was in November. I started my channel in April. So like 4.5 years, I think, roughly. But yeah, there's a lot of people who've never seen Conor win a lightweight fight. If you became a fan in the last 6 years, you haven't. I am stunned that Darren Till is still in the top 15. As Dana White said, his stock didn't drop at all. But I'm with you. He should not be ranked. Whoever likes Josh Emmett, I'd love to meet because no one I know gives a shit about this guy. Yeah, Josh Emmett is like the Stipe Miocic. Not even, he's worse than Stipe, honestly. Stipe doesn't have a lot of fans either. But I think Josh Emmett's worse off in that regard. I hope Bilal Muhammad gets a big fight this year. I could see him beating Leon for the belt if he gets an opportunity. I don't think he beats Leon. But I hope he gets the opportunity to fight in a big fight. Number one contender fight. He deserves it. Yeah, I know most of those shows are bottom of the barrel, but I need some background noise sometimes. I understand. Makes sense to me. Hearing Emmett's name reminds me how pissed I am at the UFC 284 co-main event. That is unfortunate, my friend. But at least it's a title fight. I mean, at least it's a competitive fight. It's a number one contender fight it's the Volkanovski number one contender fight right there. Forget about the interim belt. But yeah, I thought Emmett lost to Cater, so, and I thought he lost to Ige, to be honest, too. Last time Conor had a lightweight win, Neil Magny had a hairline. That is true. That is true. I'm hyped my tweet got liked today by Conor McGregor. Did it really? Did it really? That is very interesting. You did not share that with me until now. Does Stipe really not have that many fans? I always see a lot of people praising it. It doesn't seem like it. Or at least it used to not be. I mean, dude never fights. How can he have any fans at this point? You know? But he has more than Josh Emmett. That's for damn sure. Josh Emmett has imagine like being. I'm a big Josh Emmett fan. Let's do a poll on the channel. Let's do a poll. Are you a big Josh Emmett? That's sad too because he seems like a likable guy. I hope he's not watching right now. Imagine he'd be pissed. He'd jump in the chat. Go to hell. I like Josh Emmett though. I like his fight style. And he's a good fighter too. Anyone who has seen the first Leon Bilal fight knows Leon was literally beating the shit out of Bilal till he effed up. Hate how Bilal fanboys forget that. Yeah, Leon was going to win that fight. And Leon looked good that night too. I'm just mad at it because I don't think both guys deserve it. It should be just a number one contender fight, but instead they made it for an interim fight. People from Cleveland like him, that's about it. Yeah, that makes sense. Josh Emmett seems too polite to talk shit. Yeah, for sure. He's definitely not talking shit. Looks like we got a lot of big Josh Emmett fans in the chat. I did not know that. If you guys are lurking behind the scenes and voting yes, at least let me know that you're lurking. If you're lurking in the stream right now, let me know. Post a message in the chat. But yeah, I don't even care that Josh Emmett doesn't talk shit, but he just is so bland. The fight style is okay, but it's a lot of just loading up. And then the fact that I thought he lost his last two fights and he's getting a title shot off of him just rubs me the wrong way. The Pale Orc has always been pretty fun, throws bomb, and is usually pretty aggressive, but he's 37 running on borrowed time. That is true. Josh Emmett is a very good fighter. He's very well-rounded, and even something about him, it's not even necessarily his fault. That's definitely for sure. Lurkin making NBA parlays, constantly growing, looking to hit another 750. He's addicted now. Patty's Mills lurking, French fries lurking. We're having the lurker check-in right now. If you guys are lurking, let me know. There's got to be a bunch of you guys lurking in the background. Is there anybody watching this stream right now, and I know there is, but they're probably not going to send a message, that has never sent a message in the chat that watches most of the streams? Because I know they're out there. I used to watch live streams like this, and I never ever participated in no chat or anything. So I know there's some out there. Some people will say a fighter has it. I feel like Emmett has the opposite. That is true. Not even UFC likes Emmett. They made this man sit in the bleachers. I lied. Not a fan of him. Yo, I'm one. Mason Chappell. I don't think I've ever seen your name before. So you watch most of the streams, but you've never posted a message. I appreciate you nonetheless. I did the same thing. Whenever and I still do the same thing. Unless it's like another channel, I kind of know the person and I want to, another MMA channel I kind of conversated with before, I'll jump in and send a quick message of support. But for the most part, I've never participated in live streams, for the entire time. But appreciate you, Mason, appreciate you. I know there's got to be some other ones too. If you're in here and you never sent a message or barely ever sent a message, let me know. Josh, the opposite, Emmett. That is true. Who you got, Emmett? Yair? I'm taking Yair. I rarely interact, but I have you on while I'm working. Appreciate you, John Jones' fiance. Appreciate it. Appreciate you guys watching nonetheless. Even if you're not in the chat, just watching alone is helping support the channel. I hope I give you guys some good weekly MMA content to listen to, especially these long streams you can go back and listen to if you're doing something, just working or whatever and just need something to pass the time. I know there's a lot of people who have commented on these streams before. Said, hey man, thank you for these streams. I watch them while I'm at work, which is great. I appreciate it. In the words of MMA Joey, I'm not a gambling man, but now for real, I need to call the betting hotline. I have a problem. You need to go to your account and see how much you bet it and your net profit. I put you in 144p and minimize JK. Fair enough. Earth Rocker is now banned from the channel. He's officially been banned. We will no longer be able to see Earth Rocker's messages. I can't believe 42% said they were a big fan of Josh Emmett. You lying sons of a bitches. None of you are big Josh Emmett fans. Would you buy his Venom gear? Also have it playing at work, but don't participate. Thank you, World. I don't know how to pronounce the first name, but thank you, World. Appreciate it. Same. I have you on while I do house stuff or watching TV to stay updated on MMA. Appreciate it. Appreciate you, Mason. Appreciate you jumping in, man. Appreciate you jumping in. I'm glad that I can be the one to help you keep updated on MMA. Everything going on. If there's something going on in MMA, we're talking about it in this live stream. But that's what I usually do, and that's what I do even to this day. If I'm watching something, I usually have it on the background, and just like I'm doing something and listening to it, usually. Kind of crazy now to think some fighters getting title shots after winning tough. Imagine that happening these days. That is crazy to really think about it. Who would you pick between Alex P and Jamahal Hill? I'd probably take Alex P. Alex P is massive. He fit right in at light heavyweight. Emmett, the future featherweight GOAT. Dude has a loss to Dan Ige. I mean, I'm not a massive fan, but he's worth watching, unlike lots of women's MMA lately. Yeah, no, he's definitely worth watching. How dare you call me out for my Emmett support, you son of a bitch. Well, you know what, Frozen? You're banned from the channel now. We won't ever see your messages again. I rewatch streams a lot at work. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, if I can help you pass the time while you're just trucking away at work, chopping it up with your coworkers, I appreciate it. I'm glad I can help. It means a lot. Emmett has the mega mind head that just don't sit right with me. I didn't. Oh my good. Yeah, that is true. I was reading another message. That's why I was laughing. Umar Nurmagomedov is one of my favorite fighters. How do you think he would do against Cejudo? I think he would have a chance against Cejudo because he has excellent grappling and excellent kicks, and Henry Cejudo doesn't have the greatest striking. Joey on a banning rampage. Alex is now banned from the channel. Officially banned. We will never see his messages again. Go make a new account, Alex. Power slap guys are not worthy of Venom and Rock shoes. They better not be. If the power slap guys strike a Venom deal, I'm going to be sick to my stomach. If they're rocking out with the Rock shoes, I'm going to also be sick to my stomach. That would not be okay. That would not be okay. That would delegitimize the Venom deal. To be quite honest. Yeah, that would delegitimize it for sure. Nobody can tell me Alex doesn't look like a light heavyweight. That is true. Alex is just massive. People throw around weight bully. I don't throw it around ever. He's one if I've ever seen one. I mean, he's just humongous. Seeing him against Adesanya at that middleweight fight at 281 was craziness. If Glover loses to Jamahal and Izzy beats Alex P, I can see Alex moving up to light heavyweight to fight for the belt while Yuri heals up. That would be very interesting if that happened. But if Izzy beats Alex P's not moving up to a title shot. Glover's last stand dude is running on borrowed time. That is true. Glover's getting up there in age. You and Guru should collab. You guys got the best MMA channels. Appreciate you, Nolan. We're going to have to talk to him about that, man. Look, what has he got? 50,000 subscribers? Yeah, I got, let me see. I got 6,500 right now, or almost 6,600. So that's a ways away, my friend. That's a ways away. I'm not too big on doing collabs. I think they're fun once in a while. I've really only ever done one. Me and James Lynch did a stream together one time. Or I guess I went on his channel a couple times too. So it's happened a couple times actually. But yeah, I don't really follow the MMA YouTube landscape enough. And I don't know. If people hit me up, maybe I would do it. But yeah, my channel's still small right now. The people that are going to hit me up are going to be, I don't know. It's just not something I'm really focused on right now. But if there's the right channel, oh, I did another collab too. I went on MMA Expert stream a couple months ago. He asked me to come on a stream. But yeah, if there's any channels out there that listen to this stream somehow, just send me a message. I can't promise anything because I'm terrible at doing stuff like that. But there you go. Maybe somebody will hit me up after the stream, and maybe I'll do a collab with them. I hate even the word collab. But yeah, I've been asked a couple different times by different people, but I just never feel like it has to be the right thing. It has to be interesting. It has to be worth it. Him and Hamzat are 170 weight bullies. There you go. Alex P going to look so clean in the black and gold shorts. Fair enough. Emmett looks like the type of guy to complain to the UFC for his Venom fight kit not being tight enough. Okay. He has 60,000. Actually, that's pretty good. Did Guru even include Joey on his MMA YouTuber list? The Guru is unworthy of gracing a video with the underground goat, Joey. There you go. I don't know, but there you go, Earth Rocker. Appreciate it. Appreciated the underground goat. I wonder where we'll be in 2 years. I wonder where we'll be in another 2 years, Earth Rocker. We ain't going to be underground anymore. We're going to keep growing the channel. We're going to keep growing the channel. For me to hit 6,500 subscribers in a year and a half is a feat in itself. Anything is possible. We're looking to have a big 2023. So we'll see. We won't be underground for long. I think stylistically Glover has a great chance of winning the fight because, in my opinion, he has more ways to win. But Jamahal just has the death touch, and I don't trust Glover's aging chin. I could not agree with you anymore. That's 100% accurate, and that's my assessment as well. Stylistically, Glover gets him down, can submit him, but Jamahal Hill just has a death touch, and Glover's getting old, and he gets hit too much. So there you go. I'm wearing my Venom champ gear. You couldn't ban me if you wanted to. That is true. Out of all the female UFC girls, I almost said fighters, which OnlyFans would you subscribe to? Verna Janaroba. Just had some enchiladas, but I'm here now. Okay, happy to have you. Yo, Joey, how you doing the bantamweight champ at end of 2023? I'll say Henry Cejudo. It's crazy that Izzy really does have all the skills to beat Pereira, yet still gets beat every time. Yeah, I mean, it is crazy. Well, I thought he won the first one. But yeah, to almost finish him in the second one and then get KO'd himself. That is crazy. You should collaborate with Teller, similar sub accounts. Never heard of him. Shotgun Venom gear was pretty dope back in the Pride days. Shoguns. Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'll have to check it out. I think I know what you're talking about, but I don't know. You guys are going to have to start. You guys can start asking other people. Why don't you hit MMA Joey up to do a collab and then report back to me? I want to see what people are saying. I want to see what people are saying about the channel. Because it's crazy. The MMA world, especially the MMA YouTube world, is small enough. Everyone, it seems like everyone knows of everyone for the most part, but I don't really pay attention to it too much. Why Alex P knocked out Strickland? I knew right there Alex P is legit and here to stay. I picked him to knock out Strickland. Does Colby even fight again at this point? Probably not. He's in witness protection. Who does Hamzat get next, in your opinion? Colby Covington. It has to be Colby, but if Colby doesn't fight, it's going to be Bilal. Chito has the longest legs in the division. All of his KOs are with his legs. He's made for the Apex. Dude, Chito just has power. It's crazy. What did you think of Dana's media session today? Bunch of baloney or sincere? I don't think he really cares. He's just taking credit. He's just taking responsibility for it, which is more than some people will do. They would make excuse for it. This chat will get too busy if you get too big. I'll do my best. There's options to help kind of stop it a little bit, but I know what you mean. We've had some crazy chats before where I can't even keep up. Right now we're kind of in a lull. We're in a lull. If you guys are in here, we got almost 70 people in here right now. If you have not liked the stream yet, I would greatly appreciate it if you like the stream. Only 62% of you dislike Josh Emmett. The other, 38% are big Josh Emmett fans. So, Chito and Marab, dark horse. I don't know if they're dark horse. I feel like dark horse is kind of like unknown. Both of them are known. Who do you main in Street Fighter? Who do you main in Street Fighter? I don't even know what that means. Main. Some streams when there's over 100 people in here, it gets crazy. That is true. A lot of the post-fight streams get pretty wild too. So, I think our biggest stream was like 400 people one time. If they made Merab versus Piotr Jan, who do you got? I got Piotr Jan versus anyone pretty much. So I would take Jan. Merab would try to just hump him against the cage, but I don't think Jan would let him. Every time I see an MMA fighting news article post with the headline Jake Paul, I immediately think about your comments on MMA media in general. Absolute garbage. That's hilarious, dude. Every time you see that, you're like, MMA Joey would hate this right now. Dude, the MMA media landscape is just garbage. I'm telling you, that's why I started a YouTube channel. That was my inspiration for it. We got to start somewhere. That is true. Strickland will be out of top 10 pretty soon. His style will be exposed. I picked him this Saturday, so we'll find out. Did you know there's a Venom app? No, I did not. What could you possibly do in there? Track all your Venom earnings? Or your Venom apparel? Which fight will headline UFC Fight Night San Antonio? Charles versus Benio or Fiziev Gaethje? Sergey Pavlovich Shirogan. That's what I'm going with. Why would Colby fight? He's going to take all Masvidal's money. Masvidal probably broke by now anyway. Corey should work Cheeto purely based on skill set. Yeah, but Cheeto's got power, man. If he lands, it changes the fight. There's an Angry Bird Venom collab. Fair enough. Do you think Jailton Almeida is a potential fighter of the year contender? No. By the way, you think he'll be a heavyweight or light heavyweight? No, Jailton Almeida wouldn't, because he's just taking weird fights and fighting weird opponents and just dominating them. So he's not fighting anyone of note. I don't know what's going on there, but it's like the UFC is just trying to build him up. Josh Emmett has a lot of fun fights. Why would I be a fan? Why wouldn't you be a fan? I don't know. Some of my dark horses future champs are Ilia Topuria, Umar Nurmagomedov, and Aaron Blanchfield. Agreed 100%. Do you think Wonderboy will ever get another shot? Not unless it's a short notice like step in. Yeah, after big fights, it's always crazy. That is true. That is true. Yeah, we had some good live streams. What do we have? Let's see if I can find one from back before. Yeah, we had over 100 people for the UFC 282 post-fight. UFC 281, if I'm not mistaken, was pretty wild. Pretty wild, guys. Was this the one with 400 people or no? I'm looking up I'm trying to find the 400 people one. Yeah, we had 412 people for Nemkov, Anderson 2, Pitbull, Nurmagomedov. That's crazy. That is straight up insanity. That's the most people I ever had in a stream, 412. 412. Let's see. I'll check one more. What was the post-fight for? For UFC 281 post-fight, we had 215 people in the stream. So it gets pretty crazy. The channel's growing for sure. When I first started doing these live chats, we had like 10 to 20 people in here. And now I would say we consistently get like 50 to 80. Sometimes we get close to 100. And right now it's like an off time kind of. There's not a whole lot going on. When we get closer to a big event, these streams grow significantly. Good morning, Joe from Abu Dhabi. If you still remember me, my name is Muhammad and I am from Abu Dhabi. I still watch your videos, but not the streams because they changed my duty times. Yes, I remember you. I think it was Muhammad Golid or something like that. Or there was two Muhammad, so I might be mistaken. I appreciate you still tuning into the videos. I'm sorry that your duties got changed or your time got changed. But appreciate you nonetheless stopping in, showing some support, and watching the videos, man. You got to start leaving some comments so we can interact. I would love to know what you think about some of these topics. Usman Nurmagomedov versus Benson Henderson prediction. Usman Nurmagomedov would beat him up and win. Umar Nurmagomedov versus Merab. Who do you got? I don't know. I'm not super high on Merab. But Merab might be able to out-grapple Nurmagomedov, as crazy as that sounds. In your opinion, does O'Malley stand a chance against Aljo, Cheeto, Corey, or Cejudo? Aljo and Cejudo, no. Cheeto and Corey, he could both have a chance. I think his best shot to win is against Cheeto. Corey's going to be the next, and then it's going to be Cejudo, and then Aljo's probably the worst. Or Cejudo's probably the worst chance against beating. Best chance of beating Volk at featherweight, either Arnold Allen or Ilia Topuria. There's 400 people in here one time, I remember. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yes, there was. 412 to be exact. I just checked. Yeah. Yep. It was pretty crazy. It was pretty crazy. that we have. Yeah, the post-fight live streams always do well. The Bellator and One live streams do well just because not a lot of people are streaming them. Everything's about to start picking back up now that we're about to get some events. So hopefully we fly to 7,000 soon. Why doesn't UFC ever come to Miami? I'm like 30 minutes from there and it annoys me. I have no idea. I guess they like going to Jacksonville and whatnot. Who has the worst fight IQ, Holland or Strickland? Both of them. I'll say Holland. 2 of your biggest streams and views are won in championship. Let's take a look. I'll go take a look at my biggest streams. One of my biggest streams is UFC 281. It wasn't my post-fight stream, but it was a stream about UFC 281. I'm dumb. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Hold on one second. I can go to my channel here and popular. My top stream is one Prime Video. My second top stream is Nemkov Bellator 288. Another one card, and then the UFC 280. It's a stream I had that night. It wasn't even a post fight there. Let's see how many likes I got on that stream. I'm curious. 130, 141, 140. That's crazy. I remember this was a pretty busy stream. Got 10,000 likes on it. I guess people were just itching for MMA content because there was no fights on that night because the fight card happened earlier. Then we had a one championship. Then my UFC 281 post fight is pretty good. It's harder than you guys think. It's harder than you guys think to start picking up traction on YouTube. My channel just in the last year really started kind of picking up some decent steam. So, yeah, it's crazy. I can't wait to see what the future holds at this point. I cannot wait to see what the future holds. We got a random stream down here that has some decent views. I wonder if I do 283, what kind of live views we're going to get for that one. Where's my 281? Oh, I didn't do a 281 watch along. I bet you that would have got great views. My 280 watch along is pretty good viewed. There's some channels out there. I'm not going to mention any names, but some of them got like 60, 70,000 subscribers and they don't get no views at all. Their channel is straight up dead. That's the worst thing. I can't imagine having like 60, 70, 80,000 subs and having like 115 people in my live streams and getting no views. That would be embarrassing. And then you go around and find smaller MMA YouTubers and talk shit to them. What an embarrassment that would be. And they get the same amount of views as you with 1/10 of the subs. Whew! That'd be so embarrassing. Why is everyone doubting Charles just after one loss? I guess because of how dominant it was. I'm back, Joey. Don't worry. My girlfriend doesn't let me listen to MMA Joey live when I'm with her. Well, then you need to break up with her. And you need to steal your mom's credit card and send a $500 super chat now. Umar versus Barcelos should be an interesting fight. For sure, but I think Umar wins it. It's sad no one talks about Holloway anymore. That is pretty sad. Which fighting promotion do you think is second behind the UFC? In terms of my enjoyment, probably one, but I haven't watched a lot, so I have a small sample size. Did you see the video of Ilya Taporia playing some video games at a bar and then clocking some dude to try to step to him? Yes, I did. I didn't really have too many thoughts on it. Sean would beat Cheeto and Corey. Okay. Could you outbox Ben Askren and Joey? Yeah. Let me just put it this way. I would strictly stand up fight. I like my chances against Ben Askren. Holla at those MMA thoughts, Joey. Okay. All right. Do you watch? I'm assuming maybe you're saying Biggie Boy? Or what are you talking about there? Joey with the Magny cut? Yeah, I took a picture of Neil Magny and I said, give me the Neil Magny haircut. Neil Magny would kill for this hairline, all right? I'm telling you that much right now. Neil Magny would kill for this hairline. Giga versus Alex Caceres should be next. That kind of makes sense a little bit. What would you rather get hit by? A Mike Tyson uppercut or Ngannou haymaker? I'll take an Ngannou haymaker. I feel like an uppercut, you're more likely to break your jaw. MMA holes, LOL. Maybe. I don't know. Um, what are your some? What are some of your favorite bands, musicians? I'm not a big music person at all. I'm not a big music person. I just listen to whatever. I'm trying to think. I don't really. This is going to sound crazy. People are going to be like, "What the hell is wrong with this guy?" But I don't have a really a favorite band or musician, and I listen to all different types of music. What about the Weasel? I'm old, bro. Can't use my mommy's card anymore. Okay, fair enough. Good point. I think Charles just had a terrible game plan. He should have just point fought. Should have just tried to avoid the grappling. Would 100K get you in the ring with another streamer if you have 6 months to prepare? Which weight class would you choose? For 100K, I would fight Francis Ngannou for 100K. Um, I probably have to fight at light heavyweight. I got to get down to light heavyweight. That'd be like optimal shape. So 6 months, 100K on the line, or just 100K win or loss. I'm taking somebody's head off. All right, I'll just train hard for the 6 months, and if they're just some other streamer, I'm taking them out. What's up, MMA Joey? What's going on? Keep out. That shirt is kind of weirdly shaped. My shirt? Is that what you're saying? What's wrong with it? I don't watch Bellator at all, but I found Usman versus Pitbull fight intriguing. Any other star Bellator fighters? AJ McKee's interesting. I wouldn't call any of them stars. But AJ McKee's interesting. And there's some others that I can't think of off the top of my head right now. I'm a little bit tired, so I'm having trouble thinking. Wait, why is Usman Nurmagomedov in Bellator? Because he is. Because he is. Who does Ilya get next? Who does Patty get next? Ilya gets Arnold Allen or Max, but I prefer Arnold Allen. Who does Patty get next? Probably Claudio Puelles. Yeah, Patty would lose to anybody in the top 15 for sure. 6 rounds of 3 minutes per round boxing match versus Ben Askren. Ben Askren, what's your prediction? I'll say 3rd round KO for me. I'm KOing Ben Askren in boxing. Dude's a bum. Face the Pain UFC theme is on repeat in Joey's Honda Civic. Yeah. Yeah, all I listen to is Face the Pain. That's all I listen to. Face the Pain is it. Because he's an easy champ in Bellator, probably making better money. There you go. He is a YouTuber named Big Boy. Never heard of it. Is it MMA YouTuber or just a different one? Joey for 100K to fight Francis? Yeah. And I would go for it too. You're right, dude. The brain damage though. I don't know about 100. Yeah, probably 100K. I'd do it probably still. I wouldn't be scared, dude. I would try to get KO'd. I would try to get a KO even though it's not happening. I would look for a KO myself, and I'd just get brutally KO'd. I get KO'd in the first 20 seconds against Francis Ngannou. Because I'm running, as soon as they say go, I'm sprinting at him. If I'm gonna go out, I'm not gonna be like remember that guy that fought Greg Hardy a while back and you could just tell he was scared in there? I don't want to look like that. Look, if I'm going out, I want to look like a badass on TV, even if I get KO'd brutally. And then hammer fisted into oblivion. But you're right, I probably do need at least $500,000 for that. Charles versus Beneil, who wins? I'll say Charles. Who is the most irritating commentator? Either Bisbang or Rogan. They're both terrible. To be honest. He's hurt. He's in real trouble here. I think Umar is the best fighter out of Habib's camp. Fair enough. I read that. This year's been weird already for the UFC. I expected Conor triple champ by August. Yeah, right. It sucks. Strickland Imavov is now this Saturday instead of Imavov versus Gastelum. I can't believe people think that Strickland Imavov is a better fight than Gastelum Imavov. I think that's crazy just because Strickland has a better personality than Gastelum doesn't make for a better fight, though. So it's kind of disappointing to me. But I'm happy. This was the best of a worst case scenario. I'm super disappointed we lost Shavkat Rakhmonov. It just seems fight after fight. Gregory Rodriguez, Brad Tavares is out. It just sucks after a month to come back to a lackluster fight night card. That's what kills me. For 50K, you'll take the Ngannou fight. Remember when the UFC would post the fighters are good at in their walkout? Shit was hilarious. Vaguely, yeah. I know what you're talking about. They would like pop up with a little graphic and shit. I think I know what you're talking about. Let me see something real quick. Okay, where are we at here? Why is... Oh, that's not right. That's not right. That's not right at all. I'll knock out Francis for $50. I'll have my Venom. Yeah, if you put the Venom gear on, you're good. I'll take the brain damage early instead of going through all the rounds. There you go. Is Darren Till the mayor of Bumville? Yes. I know like 100 wipeouts that would beat the living shit out of Ben Askren. He is actually garbage. Dude, he's terrible. If I had to pick one UFC fighter or ex-UFC fighter I thought I could beat standing, it'd probably be him. Definitely be him, actually. You don't think DC is worse than them? DC is pretty bad, too. I hate them all. Can't stand DC. This card is lame. Yes, it is. If you're Colby's manager, which fights are you talking? Are you taking to get him to another title shot? If I'm Colby right now, I probably want the Bilal fight. That's more manageable for him than Hamzat, and it could still get him mean something in the division. Honestly, who can do a better job at commentary? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. But they're horrible. I just wish we could turn off commentator. Strickland, better personality. A can of baked beans is funnier and cooler than Sean Strickland. There you go. Fair enough. That's what people were saying. That's what people were saying yesterday. Or the day before, or whatever. I don't remember what day it was. He just does day in the life videos of him working. He made Strength Cartel. Okay. I don't know what that means, but all right. They should have kept Jimmy Smith over Bisping. Yeah, Jimmy Smith was better than Bisping. Who gasses first? Dracus, Duplessis, or Brunson? It's got to be Dracus Duplessis. But he seems like he gets a second win a lot of the time. Strickland is corny. He is. I'm not one of those people that think he's hilarious. I think Bilal can win. I do too. But I'm saying that's the highest probability of Colby winning and getting a quality win to be back towards a title shot. Strickland the GOAT needs to work on his power. I don't know who else got the communication chops. Fair enough. Fair enough, AJ. The communication chops. All right. Well, we've gone almost 2 hours for this live chat. I will be streaming this Saturday for UFC Vegas 67, I believe it is. Sean Strickland versus Nassordine Imavov, or whatever the hell, Imavov. However you pronounce his name. I've heard it multiple ways. Strickland is just so one-dimensional with that jab. I can't stand Strickland interviews, especially when he's with the schmo. Brunson has no chance. Strikers looks unconvincing, and he just keeps winning. At the end of the day, winning kind of matters. That is true. Eat a Carolina Reaper for 10K. I don't know. But I will be streaming this Saturday. So make sure you join me this Saturday. I should have a video grading UFC 283. It'll probably be out tomorrow because I want to wait to kind of see what the bout order is. Let the bout order settle because they're going to probably change it around. But thank you guys for joining me. Do me a favor, if you have not yet liked this stream, do me a favor and like the stream. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go subscribe to the channel before you leave. And also, do me a favor, go watch my Sean Strickland Nassordine Imavov video, prediction video, which is on the channel. And also go watch my Henry Cejudo versus Sean O'Malley video that's on the channel right now. I'll actually post a link for it for you. Go watch it, like it, comment on it, all that good stuff. It's in 4K. It's 16 minutes long. It's heavily about UFC 285. If you guys could do me a massive favor and check that out for me, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Thank you, every single one of you, for joining me. I think that's it. If you guys want to continue to talk MMA, join the members Discord. Link is in the description, and that's pretty much it. I am out of here. Good night. Goodbye. Enjoy the rest of your night, and I will talk to you guys very, very soon.